In this video we're going to look at how to create an estimate for a digital booklet. We're already on the Estimates screen, so I'm going to hover over the Estimates tab and select Add New. I'm going to start typing in the name of the customer. We'll use Care Homes, and this time we're using Sheet-Fed Digital as the estimating type, but we're going to select Booklet. And I'm going to call this a 12 pp A4 booklet, and I'm going to select Next. On the second screen I'm going to put in the quantities I want to quote. We're going to quote 4 quantities, which is the maximum, and this time we've got a section number. I'm going to call this section number 1. I'm going to call it the covers, and we can select the press we want to use. I'm going to use the Konica, and we can select the paper. I'm actually going to use this default stock of 180 GSM gloss. We've got the choice of whether this is single or double-sided, colour or black and white. I'm going to say it's a double-sided cover in colour, and we can choose whether we're doing a saddle stitch booklet or a perfect bound. In this case I'm doing perfect bound. The number of pages is 2, the front and rear cover. I'm printing on an SRA3 sheet, but my finish size is going to be A4. I'm using 5mm gutters. We're going to get 2 A4s out of the SRA3. This is all good, and we've got our guillotine selected. So that's our covers calculated. We'll go new section now, and we've got section 2 here. I'm going to change section 2 to be called the inner text. Everything else is the same, perfect bound. I'm going to make that 12 pages. SRA3 sheet to print on, and the finish size is A4. That's perfect. I'm going to click Finish. So at this stage the system runs the calculations, and it's going to take us to the estimate summary screen, and we'll just be able to check our numbers for both the sections individually and also the total of the 2 sections added together. So here we have the 12 pp A4 booklet. We're currently looking at all sections added together. We've got a column for each of the quantities, 1, 2, 3 and 400. And again we can see the cost for the paper, the press and the guillotining. We can see the cost price excluding any markups that were built into the press, paper or guillotine. We can see the markup amount. This is going to be predominantly from the press. I've got quite a big markup in the press. And we can see the cost price including any markups. We can then see the subtotal, and my subtotal has rounded up. I've got a rounding function turned on in this demo system, so it's rounded that subtotal up to 430. It's then added the sales tax, and in this system the sales tax is set up as GST at 10%, but that can be set as any tax name and any percentage. If I click on section 1, the system is now going to show us the cost breakdown just for section 1, and we can go to section 2 and see the cost breakdown for section 2. And we can fine-tune within each section, adding more profit, modifying the subtotal. And as with any estimate in the system, we can come here and go to Action, and we can say rerun the item. Let's go to section 2. And let's say in section 2 we wanted this to be on a lighter paper. So let's select a different paper. Let's use this 150 GSM. Everything else is the same, so I'll go Finish. So the system will now run the calculations again and take us back to the estimate summary screen. We can now see how the prices have changed. If we go to section 2, our paper stock is slightly cheaper. If I open it up, we can see we're now using the 150 GSM gloss. That's perfect. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to have a look at our descriptions and see if I want to tune these up at all. that's all good. I'm now going to generate a PDF online, which is the quote PDF that's going to be sent to our customer. The system's just building that PDF. We can check it on screen. If we're unhappy with anything, we can edit that individual PDF, or we can go back to the estimate summary screen and we can make changes and rerun the estimate. And then when we're happy with the template, we can email it straight from the system to the customer. So here's our quote. Obviously this is just a demo system, so it's got our branding on it. We've got the details. It's going to Jenny Jones, Dear Jenny. We've got the details of the booklet, and we've got the 4 quantities. I'm happy with that, so I'll click on the email button. And the system's built the email, it's put the to address, it's populated the subject line, it's attached that PDF, and it's built a default email text for us so that we don't have to write the text. So we can send that straight off to Jenny from the system, and that quote is done. And for my own reference, I'm just going to change the status, and I'm going to put it to awaiting approval, and then I'm going to save that into our estimates list. And I've got the estimates list formatted so the most recent estimate appears at the top. So there it is. So that's how you prepare an estimate and send it to your customer using a digital press for a booklet product.